Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sunday morning Dharma service. I drove through a gust of leaves on my way here, and I thought, oh, how beautiful and magical it is to witness that aspect of nature. And it's easy to see our changing and impermanent aspect with the change of the seasons, right? So easy. And coming here consistently to practice together, it becomes easier and easier to see our internal, what seems internal, our changing aspect as we awaken together to our true nature. So thank you for choosing to be here this morning, and thank you to online visitors to be here this morning, where we practice together our meditation, sitting meditation, We'll practice chanting meditation, bowing, and also deep listening meditation with a Dharma talk by our teacher, Reverend Yu. So let's begin today with a little moving meditation as we welcome Remy to come up to the front of the room.
Good morning. You can please come to standing. Start with a yawn. You can reach your arms up and take a little pull through one hand and the other, reaching all the way through your fingertips while you sense for the contact of your feet with the floor, stretching through your side body. And let's take a big yawn then and spread the arms. Let the arms lower, you can shake that off. And we'll take a yawn then through the right side of the palate, the right ear, right armpit, right fingertips. And then to the left palate, left ear, left armpit, left palm. And then we'll separate the feet about shoulders width distance and shift the weight toward the forefoot. And you can start finding a gentle drum of your heels into the ground, allowing the vibration, the connection with the ground to resonate through your soft tissues, all the way up your lower leg, through your knees, thighs, hips. And if you'd like, you can start giving it a little bit more energy, flicking down with your fingers, as if you're trying to get some water off your body, or even as though you can feel the resonance of the surface tension of the flesh, like you're trying to flick your skin off your skeleton onto the ground. Allowing breath to move through. And then distilling that down. See if you can sense into the weight of your pelvis, soften your joints, and shift your weight across to the forefoot and then back. So we'll find our weight in the length of the footprint. Noticing the dome of the arch of the foot as a sort of absence of pressure, the roundness of it, and then shifting weight side to side, staying soft through your muscles and joints, allowing this shift to help find the other contours of the arch of the foot. And then around in a circle, coasting on the edge of your footprints, feeling for the roundness, the spring of the dome of the arch of the foot, changing directions, letting your masses hang loose. And then find a center over the dome of the arch of the foot, a little bit toward the front. And we'll let the pelvis be heavy and sink. And here you'll find your way into a little bit of a hinge, just letting the heart and the head be heavy. And then press through the domes of the arches of the feet to rise. So as you continue to sink, exhaling, and rising, inhaling, you can allow this ripple through the spine, a little cascade where we maintain the arch of the low back, the lumbar spine, and allow the upper spine to curve under the weight of the heart, and the cervical spine, the neck, to curve under the weight of the head. As you sit in, feel your thigh bones roll out, your knees spread away from midline. On your way up, your thigh bones roll in toward your midline. And you might start to find a little sequencing here, a sense of a little ribbon ripple forward and back through your body. And we'll find ourselves down in this hinge as deep as you'd like to go. Hands can come up out of the way. And give your thoracic cage a little twist, noticing that you can stay rooted through your low body, sitting your tail down, while you move freely through your torso. Nice. And you can keep the twist going while you press up, softly feeling how it resonates through your forearm and down. Letting your breath accommodate the movement. And then we'll separate our feet a bit wider than shoulders width distance. And here, feeling into that same counter rotation, we'll find a little twist and a shift of our weight side to side. Just a bare, slight hinge here. And see if you can start to feel that your heart and your ear are collecting over one support and then the other. There's a little bit of a side bending cascade of the spine, side to side. The knee presses toward the outer edge of the foot, allowing the sway to move the breath, getting as deep as you'd like if you want to get a little warm in your legs. And then we'll collect weight over the right foot and take a little bounce there, softening your neck so that you can get some imaginary water out of your ear into the ground, feeling the strength of your right outer thigh and the weight of your whole torso resting into the crescent shape of your footprint. Soft neck, soft heart, a little bounce here, a chance to gather some heat in the right leg. And then we'll shift back into the cascade side to side. A little wave, staying heavy over your feet. Take care not to lean forward out of your support. And we'll come over the left leg. And a little bounce here to arrive, feeling the counter rotation. Belly button twists a little bit behind you. Heart twists toward the direction of the leg. Soft heart, soft neck. Strength in your left outer thigh. Weight in your left crescent-shaped footprint. A little pulse through the dome of the arch of the foot, all the way expressing through the top of the head. And then we'll shift again side to side. And we'll take that shift down in a sway to a forward fold. Gently letting the arms hang. And when you arrive, you can lose the sway and give yourself a little nod and a shake of the head, allowing the weight of your head to decompress your spine. We'll slowly find a little bit of a sway again to carry the right hand over to the left shin or foot or to the floor and twist to the left. Fingertips will be the guide for your eyes. You can look up and take a deep breath in the twist. And then relax the neck so that you pour from the top of your head toward the floor, continuing to reach up. Another breath. And then a twist to the other side. Left hand to the right shin or foot or knee or floor. Right fingertips to the ceiling, looking up, one breath. Pouring from the head to the floor. Breathing through the neck to the fingers, one breath. And then relaxing the right arm back into a little sway in your fold. You can find the legs with your hands and start to walk up just about inch by inch in your sway, sitting the tailbone behind you. Letting the heart be heavy, the head be heavy. Walk up inch by inch, hands come all the way up to your thigh creases. And as you arrive, take a little sway foot to foot. Shift your weight around in a circle over the edge of your feet. And in the other direction. And make your circle smaller and smaller until you come to relative stillness in a vertical, lifting from the top of your head, allowing the heavy masses of your body to sink through your feet. We'll take a gentle breath all the way down to lower belly. And then release the weight of the shoulders on the exhale down. Let's bring palm over low belly. And take another breath or two, inhaling Exhaling, collecting the warmth that we've gathered back into Dungeon. And that's where we'll finish. You.
Please remain standing. And you may put your hands together in front of your chest, your palms. We stand before Ilwan Song, which represents our true nature. It's one circle image, which is perfect and complete, utterly impartial and selfless. And we make 4 bows to the fourfold grace. We bow in gratitude to the grace of heaven and earth, honoring the infinite beneficence of nature and the universe. We bow in gratitude to the grace of parents, honoring the beneficence from parents, ancestors, and all those who have had a nurturing role in our lives. We bow in gratitude to the grace of fellow beings, recognizing the truth of interconnectedness. And we bow in gratitude to the grace of laws, those that guide us, protect us, and promote justice. Now you may turn to your neighbor Buddha with your beautiful smiles and say good morning with a bow. Good morning. Take a moment to make yourselves comfortable. We have a full room today also with practitioners visiting who are on retreat. Tara Casagrande's group of meditators. So we're all local practitioners and our retreat participants here today. And now Patty will guide us further in the method of seated meditation.
The method of sitting meditation is simple and easy. Sit comfortably on the floor or in a chair. Breathe in. Grab all your tension and breathe it out. Open up your chest and heart. Stretch up tall and align your spine from your neck to your tailbone. Relax your shoulders and arms. Then allow your hands to rest on your knees. Bring your attention to your breath. As you exhale, release all mental and physical tension. Invite your attention to abide in your chi energy field, which is called Danjan. This is located about 2 inches below your navel and is the power center for your breathing. Open your eyes and gaze downward over the end of your nose and to the floor. Keep your mouth closed and allow the tip of your tongue to rest gently against the roof of your mouth. When your mind is concentrated and calm, pure and clear saliva may gather in the mouth. You may swallow it. Relax your facial muscles and notice your gentle smile. If your face or body begins to itch, do not scratch. This is just a sign of the energy circulating in your body. Simply note the itching and let it pass. If your legs ache unbearably, you may change position very slowly and quietly so that you maintain a calm stillness and do not interrupt others. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not be discouraged or disturbed by them. Simply focus on your breathing without reacting to or playing with those thoughts. Recognize them as thoughts. They will disappear by themselves. And remember, keep bringing your awareness back to your Danjan breathing center. If you continue practicing meditation for a long period of time, you will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation, in which the mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused, and at peace, with no distinction between self and others, time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, aware of our ever calm and alert spirit.
Our meditation practice continues with chanting. Please open up your booklets to pages 4 and 5 to chant the Ilwon Song, Vow, and the Heart Sutra led by Reverend Ginger.
일원 상바 일원 is the realm of samadhi, beyond sense is the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost the true nature of as enlightened master, unenlightened people and sentient beings, till one manifests as both permanence and impermanence. Used as permanence, till one unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is. Used as impermanence, till one unfolds into infinite world through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the 4 forms of birth, we transform through the 6 forms of existence, progressing or regressing with grace, or rising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Ilwon Sangdo Dharma Kaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies, deeply knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of Ilwon and become one with the nature of Ilwon. Heart Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, when deeply practicing prajna paramita, realized that 5 aggregates are empty, and thus became free from all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. The same is true of sensations, perceptions, impulses, consciousness. So Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Emptiness, no form, no sensations, no perceptions, no impulses, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. Form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind, consciousness, no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, no old days and death, no extinction of them, no suffering, no cause of suffering. cessation of suffering, no path, no wisdom, no attainment, with nothing to attain. Bodhisattva relies on prajna paramita, therefore the mind has no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist, free from delusion, dwells in nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely prajna paramita and attain supreme enlightenment. Therefore know that prajna paramita is the great mantra, is the great enlightening mantra, is the unsurpassed and unequaled mantra, which is able to eliminate all suffering. This is true, not false, so proclaim the prajna paramita mantra, which says gone, gone, gone beyond, far beyond. Now awaken, gate, gate, parasamgate, bodhisattva. Gate, gate, parasamgate, bodhisattva. Gate, gate, parasamgate, bodhisattva.
Let's take a moment to take a breath and reach up and stretch high. Smile with our heart. Touch the sky and release. And roll the neck in one direction and the other way. Lift up the shoulders and just roll back a couple times. And then let's stretch our spine one side and the other side. And now you may release your legs and make yourselves comfortable. And then bring your palms together as we listen to a Dharma talk by our teacher, Reverend Yu. And the title of his talk is The Benefits of Meditation.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So, can you hear me from the back? Okay, yeah. What do you think is the worst pain for humans? Yeah. Probably toothache might be one of the terrible pain. Can you see this photo? One dentist pulled out the decayed tooth of a patient. What's special in this practice? He didn't use anesthesia. How? This patient was hypnotized by some professional psychologists who have studied and practiced hypnosis for a long time. He also did this experiment. This regular person is laid down on top of two desks, and one another person sit on his body, but his body does not bend. It's so strange because he was hypnotized. Your body is becoming like a stone. I say this in order to tell you how our mind is so mysterious. our mind has many layers. They say because of the scientific development, we know a lot what is on the Mars or on the moon. But they say we do not know what's at the bottom of the deep ocean. It's a mystery. The biggest mystery is what is the reality of our mind. One day, when students asked to the Buddha, after you attain great enlightenment, what have you gained? Buddha remained silent for a while. And he said, nothing. Let me tell you what I have lost. I lack of greed, anger, and the delusion. That's it. I say, why we have so many wandering thoughts? That's a branch. The root is our so-called three mental poison: greed, anger or hatred, or delusion. I say this in order to tell you the benefit of meditation. In order to tell you, meditation is not just a stress reduction technique or to reduce our anxiety or fear. It is the path to reveal our true nature, symbolized by this circular image. So you have the handout. The first, our founding master pinpointed 10 benefits, 10 merits of sitting meditation. I will pick several of that. The first, suffering from illness will diminish and your face will naturally shine. Our brain takes 2% of our bodily weight. But do you know how much energy our brain uses for regular people? In our daily activity, basically use 20% of our energy. But the thing is, even we are not involved in mental activity, reading, seeing something, or thinking, our brain continues to use the energy. Why? Because of so many wandering thoughts and concerns. The scientists have discovered it still uses 60 to 18% of the energy. Of the energy that we use when we are involved in mental work. So, many Zen priests, they sleep just 3 or 4 hours every day, but they are very healthy because they don't have many wandering thoughts. Why people living in contemporary society is hard to fall into sleep? Insomnia is very common because of so many thoughts and concerns. So, even though you are not that experienced a meditator, you'll become very physically healthier person by practicing sitting meditation. It can be 10, 15 minutes on every day. And there are so many studies about the benefit of meditation by neuroscientists. This is one of them. So, would you read, Isabel? I heard that Elizabeth, she received a Nobel Prize in 2009 because of her study. Yeah.
Elizabeth Blackburn, who
Yeah.
won the 2009 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine with Carol Greider and Jack Szostak, is best known for discovering telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of chromosomes, and telomerase, the enzyme that rebuilds telomeres. Her later research expanded into how lifestyle factors, particularly stress and meditation, affect the telomere length and, by extension, aging and health. Here's the key connection between her work and the meditation. First, stress and telomeres. Chronic psychological stress shortens telomeres, leading to faster cellular aging and increased risk of disease. Short telomeres are associated with heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and early mortality. 2. Meditation and telomeres. Blackburn collaborated with psychologist Elisa Epel to study how mindfulness, meditation, and stress reduction practices affect telomere biology. Their studies showed that people who meditate or practice mindfulness have longer telomeres or higher telomerase activity compared to non-meditators. Even relatively short interventions, such as a 3-month meditation retreat, were linked to increased telomerase activity, suggesting a cellular level benefit. 3, main achievement regarding meditation. She helped provide scientific evidence that meditation and stress reduction can slow cellular aging by protecting telomeres. This research shifted meditation from being seen as only a mental or spiritual practice to one with measurable biological health benefits. For reference, Blackburn and Epel co-authored the book The Telomere Effect, 2017, which summarizes these findings and explains how meditation, healthy habits, and stress management contribute to longevity.
Okay, thank you. For another study, you can Google it or ask to ChatGPT. Yeah. The second benefit, the power of memory improves. It's not just a memory. Lots of our mental function improves. They say flowing water cannot reflect the moon accurately. So probably you have experienced that somebody asked that person's name, your friend's name. You have known him for decades, but sometimes all of a sudden you cannot recall his name. When you try hard, what's his name? You cannot recall. If you give up the effort, and then when your mind is relaxed and open, all of a sudden, when you have a cup of coffee, water the plant, that name arose in your mind. So that kind of wisdom, including the power of memory, is within ourselves. Neuroscientists classify our memory as short-term memory or working memory, and long-term memory or long-term recall. Do you know, when you rest, still your brain is active? Do you know that? Not necessarily because of the wandering thought. Brain is working hard to delete unnecessary information and connect useful information And they say, scientists say, working memory is the mental scratch pad where we hold, manipulate the information critical for learning and decision making. Rest is very important. Without the rest, we cannot be very creative or intuitive. Especially for learning and the memory, right? This hippocampus is very critical. Medical doctors discovered. Even regular people meditate just 2 months. They studied 8-week meditation. Then the gray matter density in this hippocampus has increased. The subject were not Zen priest or Tibetan monastic, regular people. They just practiced people. The third benefit, attachment disappears. This is the most important thing. My teacher always told me, if you wish to live a happy life, you need to create and cultivate blessings and merits by helping others in diverse ways. But if you wish to live a free and liberated life, you need to practice meditation. How could we expect everything go our way? By practicing meditation, we can liberate our mind from all those fluctuating situations. Because attachments will lessen by practicing meditation. What do you think is the characteristic of the neurotic patients? From time to time, as long as we live in this contemporary society, we become sometimes neurotic. What's their characteristic? The characteristic of their mind. Incessant, obsessant thinking. Concern, anxiety is another form of thoughts. It's always triggered by our thoughts. This is the study. Among all concerns, 40% never happens. But we still are worried about it. 30% are about the past events. It is not worthwhile to think about that. 20% trivial things. 4% is a thing hard to change. Business cycle, weather, etc. But we are still concerned and anxious. That's why John Locke, the British philosopher, said, "What worries you masters you." Anxiety has become the master in our life. We need to do something. That something can be meditation practice. The next item is related. The benefit, unwholesome or unhealthy state of mind will transform into right states of mind. One of the group of people who are unhappy or are not contented easily are the group of people who are greedy. It's a lot of desires. Whether it's wholesome or unwholesome, it does not matter. The more we are attached to that, the more suffering we have. That's the Buddha's word. The first noble truth. Very, very simple. our desires drain our energy, exhaust our life. The cortex, outer layer of our brain, it's related with the thinking, perception, voluntary action, and so on. Functional MIT, because of the functional MIT, these days we can very clearly know what's going on in that person's mind when they observe the brain activity. It could be brain waves or the color of some parts of the brain and so on. So functional MIT scan reveals meditation shows stronger activity in the prefrontal cortex. This it's associated with the self-control and awareness, and the reduced activity in the amygdala. Amygdala is associated with what? Desire, fear, and emotional reactivity. Decrease the activity in the amygdala. The next one, the innate wisdom of our original nature will shine. Archimedes was asked to tell by the Greek king whether the crown the goldsmith made is 100 pure gold or it's mixed with some other metal. The king discovered that the goldsmith was very dishonest person. But it looks like a gold, how can he tell? That's why Archimedes was asked. As we know, he thought about for a long time, but he could not figure it out. One day, in the public bathhouse, he placed his body in the hot water. When he saw the water overflowed from the bathtub, he got it. How to measure the volume of the solids of a revolution. It's eureka. The eureka moment happens when we are totally relaxed. Thinking hard should be accompanied by total relaxation. Both are important. For the light of our true nature shine. That's why these are two aspects of our original mind. In the Vipassana meditation tradition, samatha and vipassana. What's samatha mean? Concentration. Meditation is really like concentration. And vipassana means wisdom. Or the Chinese rephrase that, 正he. 正 means a concentrated or peaceful state of mind. He means wisdom. It cannot be separated. That's why our founding master said, since time immemorial, those who have been determined to achieve the great way have all practiced meditation. There's no exception. You will be gratified by ultimate bliss. One student asked, where is heaven and hell? Founding master said, if your mind abides in a place that transcends the transgressions of merit, suffering and happiness, then that place is a heaven. If you are entrapped in transgressions and merits, and suffering and happiness, that place is a hell. So when we transcend all dualistic thought, good and bad, wholesome, unwholesome, suffering, happiness, just like the mind of the child, then we are in the ultimate bliss. That's who we really are. Tomorrow, let's suppose you are having an examination. We do not want to worry about that, but we very naturally become very anxious. You'd like to forgive that person. You have practiced for many years, but is that easy? Or you have a lack of break your bad habits. It's your mind, but why we cannot use that? Because our mind is not strong or empowered enough. Why? I have no problem to lift this cell phone. It's a light, it's not that heavy. To lift this podium, it's hard because it's heavy. But the muscle of this arm is very strengthened. It's not hard at all. So whether attaining freedom in birth and death or enjoy the ultimate bliss in our daily life, the key is to empower and strengthen our mind. How? When your mind is brought to a pause where your thinking mind stops, your mind becomes strengthened and empowered. That's one of the merits of sitting meditation. The word is dark, they say, because the minds of people are dark. The origin of all conflict wars in our house or in this world between nations, it arises from the conflict in our mind. Do you know the original root meaning of education? Educara, the Latin word, educara. Educara means drawing out, pulling out. It's not learning something from outside. Education, it's the literal meaning of education. In that sense, meditation may be the true education or educara to draw out all kinds of potentials, wisdom, compassions, and so on. When you love somebody, you'd like to spend a lot of time with that person. Think about her and try to do something to please her. My teacher told me, we need to fall in love with our true nature. So by purifying our mind, by practicing meditation, we can beautify our mind as well as our life. And eventually, we will discover our true nature by this perfect circle. Let's continue to meditate. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Yu, for your wonderful, wise talk. I'm only not sure if toothaches are more painful than childbirth. Ladies, what do you think? It's my next Dharma talk. So let us open our booklets to page 6 to read the essential dharmas of daily practice led by David. Bottom.
Essential dharmas of daily practice. 1. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. 2. The mind is originally free from delusions, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. 3. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. 4. Let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. 5. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. 6. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. 7. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. 8. Let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. 9. Let us turn lack of public spirit into eagerness to serve the good of all.
I have a few announcements to make. We have retreats year-round, so there are a few coming up at the end of the year, and we also have next year's New Year's retreat already posted. So online or in the foyer, you can see what retreats are available. And the next announcement I have is right after service, we will have what I'm calling a Earth Sky meditation. So we have Patty donated some lovely yellow lilies. And so whoever wants to join, we're just going to plant them, and then we'll get to see them bloom in the spring. So if you would like to do that, please meet me after by the parking lot, but you'll see me by the edge of the parking lot. So let us now close our practice today by singing the morning prayer song on page 9. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day in your presence. Today, full of health and with peace of mind, may I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day with your grace. Today, gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day with compassion. Today, making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world. Thank you for joining us today. We hope to see you next Sunday.